What ominous music. Hello, I'm Chris, if this is your first time here. If not, why'd you come back? Um, I am carrying on with Gitstore dev tonight. This is kind of where we got to last week. Or, yeah, last week, Wednesday, I think. Where the user has entered like everything up to and including what they're selling from where, and put their PayPal or their Stripe details in, and now they just need to pick a theme. So I kind of was putting off doing this theme work for a while because I hadn't really thought through all of the steps that I'd need to take for it. I did some chatting to Jason shortly before the stream, and I kind of have a path forward now. So the first thing that I need to do is set up a new sushi model. Yay! So I already have one sushi model, which is for currencies. Sushi, in case you haven't heard about it, is like a thing that Caleb Porzio has been working on, which is a way to define models that don't necessarily map to your primary database in your app. So things that don't change often, basically, or that don't come from your main MySQL database or SQL database or whatever you're using. So currency is a good example of that because these hardly ever change. You can define a protected property that holds an array of these things, and then you can treat currency like a Laravel model. I'm just going to check what the volume levels are like. It's quite intense music. Let me turn it down on my earphones. That's probably better. So currency is a good example of that. And I think that the themes are another good example. So I'm going to make a new thing called theme. It's basically the same, but this takes in slightly different data. So I'll start off just by saying that there is like a default name. Just say name is default. So I want to have this just be the default theme. So it's selected by default. My kids are still awake. Can you notice? I want to have this be the default theme, and then have people be able to pick like a different theme that gets applied on top of this with different fonts and slightly different colors. But I don't want to do away with the default styling, so I was thinking maybe have like a default theme. My mail client just opened up over all of my important windows. So useful, Apple Mail. Go away. Okay. I think it's gone away now. So ID, name, and then I need to start figuring out what I want to be customizable. I think these background colors, so what should I call those? Maybe, I'll do these all in Tailwind class names. So something like bar colors. Oh, and I need to use stuff resembling database columns. So bar colors, currently that is, let me open the preview file up. So we've got this header bar which uses BG grade 200. I think the footer uses the same thing if I'm not mistaken. Oh, actually, you know what? It is the whole div that's doing this, yeah. So it's actually the background color. We'll just do that as the background color. Foreground color, and this will be like the center area. What is the center area's color? Then heading color, heading text color. And the default I can just say as text gray 900. I guess that's an okay one. And then body text color. I'll do the same for body text color because the default one's just very boring. Okay, body text color. This can also be the background colors. I'll just reuse that. Maybe block, I don't know, maybe block or plan background color. I mean, that is a different color if I remember now. Yeah, I think that is a different color anyway. So what did I, that's gray 200. No, it's the same one. I mean, I'll make it configurable for the different themes. Wow, I really need a soundproof room. Plan background color, plan price bubble color. This is BG green 500. Plan feature bubble color. This is BG indigo 500. Yeah, I think those are okay. I'll leave these as white. I'll just make sure that the themes all pick darkish colors for these so that white makes sense on here. Maybe we should have plan heading color. Again, for now, I'm happy for these, for the default theme to just be the same text gray. Plan body text color. Just a second. I wonder if that'll work. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff for the plans. We've got a bunch of stuff for the general area. And then the only two things I want to still do is heading, text, font. So this is currently Inter, I think, potentially. What is this font family? Actually, you know what? It might just be the, yeah, it is Inter. Okay, so font Inter. I'll just call it like that for now because yeah, I'll just call it like that for now. Body text font, again, font Inter. Maybe I'll move these up to here. And I'll reuse these fonts in the plans. This is just plan specific colors, but I'll reuse these fonts inside the plans as well. I think those are the only things I need to customize for right now. Okay. So let's try adding those in. So we've got themes, this themes model now. When we get to this theme selector page, maybe over here, select theme, we can load in models theme, and then on render we can say themes is this get. I have once again flipped from using compact exclusively to using these arrays. So at some point I will have to go back through everywhere that I've used compact and flip those around again. Oh, should I maybe stick to using I think maybe let me stick to using compact for now. Let me stick to using that for now, even though I don't like it at the moment, just because the rest of the app is using it. I'll maybe do that refactor all at once. Okay, so themes. So I should be able to, in select theme, loop over these options, similarly to how I've got for customize plans. Something like this. So that shows the, okay, cool. I think I understand what's going on there. So preview, select theme, customize plans, preview theme, select theme. Maybe something like this. So we close the button. Oh, come on, shift key, work. End for each. Then we close the div. Okay. So customize plans still has this mess on the inside here. And I kind of want to keep, I don't know, do I want to keep this? I don't know. For now, I'll just loop over them and show their name. So, theme name. I don't know if I want to change that maybe to like a label as well. Who knows? Oh, undefined variable type. Type ID, plan ID. Ah, okay. Plan. What do we want to call this as? Maybe theme ID? Let's just get rid of these things for now. Maybe we do it like this. Theme. Oh, theme ID. So if not selected, if not set current theme ID is not equal to current theme. Oh yeah, okay. Theme ID. It shows you the plans and the workflows I want to get into Sushi at some point as well. But this should be fine for now. I need to duplicate this logic down here so that it sets the background color of the selected theme as well. Okay, does that work better? Undefined variable theme. Themes as theme. There we go. Okay, so default is not selected. That's fine. When someone starts off a new session, we can actually just select that theme by default. So, how do we do that? Selected plan. Let's have a similar thing for on selected theme, and then theme data is decode of that. Current theme, and on refresh recent patch. Do I need to do that? Not really. I don't need to update recent patch because recent patch is yeah, I'll get patch 4. I don't need to do that. Just set the current theme. But now, if you don't have a theme selected, or maybe on mount, it should call select theme if theme is not there. What do we do? What do we do? Maybe on mount we say theme is session get if not theme. Then we call onSelected theme with a JSON encode, maybe just an encode of theme first. Hey! Okay, that means we need to import theme into here. Okay, so if you haven't selected a theme, Livewire on selected theme. Is it actually there though? Well, I guess it's going to have selected it now and saved it. But maybe what we can do down here is to say, looks like I've already done that in some regards. Did I have a function for it? No, probably not. Selected theme, which means over here, on selected theme, we need to do that instead. But this is going to have two things then. So, currently editing plan, recent patch. We don't have the selected theme in there. Let's add that in the wizard quickly. It's a debug thing, right? If selected theme, then show that in there. So selected theme, ID 0, that's fine. Oh, it overwrites that ID, that's interesting. Okay, so the name is default, it's got a whole bunch of these things, that's the selected theme. And if I flush and go back, it's got that selected theme by default. That's actually what I want to happen. That is entirely what I want to happen. For a couple reasons. If I go all the way through, oof, the music is intense. Okay, so it's not going to pick this by default, and the reason it's not doing that is because even though show wizard is sending it through to this view, the show wizard view probably isn't sending it down to the theme selector. Selected theme. Okay, it is. Selected theme. That's interesting. On select theme, selected theme, it's right there. That's weird. Selected theme is right there, so why don't I have selected theme? Oh, current theme. Now it should select it by default. No, it doesn't. No. Hello. It's right there. Might be because this is using object access though. So I might need to move this down as well. Oh. Why? Selected theme is this. Oh, ID of non-objects. Does it make it an array? It does make it an array. Oh, that's irritating. Okay, so what is this? Oh. That's inside there, right? 0. What's up with that? What's up with that? How do you like my sophisticated debugging? It's true! So why aren't you selecting it? What? If it's there, and it's equal to that theme ID, set the text color to gray. 900. Otherwise set it to gray 500. And if it's there, and it is equal to this, then set the background bar as well. So neither of those things are applying. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, not in code? Hello? ID 0. So why aren't you selecting that by default? What's up with that? I'm missing something. Why is this? What? Okay, I think I need to pass selected theme as well. Because that preview needs to re-render when a new theme is selected. I don't get this. It's clearly the same value. When I equate them, it returns true. But this is not... This is not rendered like that. That's super weird. Gray 500. Why? Inspect the class attribute. Yeah, so I have Yeah, inspecting it, look, that color is 500 and it's not like a repeated attribute value. So that's super weird. Like, that makes no sense. Undefined index description. What's happening now? Maybe I need to get rid of the storage and start over. So CSS variables are a very good option, Sam. That's a very, very good option. I could try that. It hadn't even occurred to me. Selected type. Have I got like a different... Oh, okay. So that's the one thing. I actually should have left these in the same order and then brought selected theme in here. So theme, type. It's in the wrong order. Plans, type, theme. Plans, type, theme. Plans, type, theme. I think this might be the problem. I think that might be the problem. I'll just put them in the order that I like. Array offset on value of type int. What? I'm so confused. Oh, that's the preview. Oh, flip. Oh, flip. Okay, me deal with chat. BH marks. Thank you for the suggestion. I don't know if it's error suppression, but I'm getting errors now, so that's a step forward. Sam, I haven't really considered using CSS variables for this. Classes just seemed like a slightly easier thing for now, and maybe a little bit more flexible, because I can, if I look at the theme definition, I could actually add additional things in here like font weight to like the text font stuff. This is by far not the final form that this is going to take, but just for the first launch. Okay, so I botched up this thing. Plans theme type, plans theme type. This is actually in preview theme. I need to do selected theme. In fact, I am still going to move this to the end though. So I just need to add this in here so that firstly I can use the theme, but then also because then I can refresh the preview when the theme change is selected elsewhere, which is necessary for deeply nested Laravel components. Select theme, selected theme, selected type, plans, theme type plans. So in select theme, I'm pulling in, yeah, I changed these, didn't I? Theme type plans. That's actually fine. And I would have seen that it was fine because, where is it trying to load those? I would have seen that it is fine because when I did that equivalence, right, the IDs matched, or yeah, so it's obviously getting the right thing there. But now I've broken, because of messing these, I think I've broken the cache for this view. So I'm just going to delete the view cache for now. What? Cool. So good question. I'm offering the default one that is that gray white one, and then probably 2 or 3 additional ones. The themes actually just set someone on the path to customization. They pick a theme, they go to the page that other people will see, and then from there they can change specific colors. So it's kind of just like, hey, imagine if you went this direction with the design. It's that idea. I've broken something now, which really irritates me. Select theme shows the preview. What does the preview want? It wants plans, type, theme. Plans, type, theme. Oof. Okay, shouldn't be broken anymore. So this is working again. This is still not selecting by default, which is bizarre because we have this selected theme in the session. One more time to make sure I am not going crazy. Selected theme. And the ID. And then the individual theme and the ID. Now this is an array, annoyingly. Selected theme and the ID, which is 0. ID 1. Why? What? Now the IDs are different. Maybe I should do this based on name instead. Because the names are not variable. They'll be the same even if the ID is different. Yeah, I'm just going to do that on name. The thing is, okay, so yes, in theory they can customize. For V1, we're probably going to suggest them color combos that we know are high enough contrast and font sizes that are big enough. But we could look at adding tooling to check the page for accessibility for them. There's probably a lot of really good automated tooling that we can run, or that we can trigger automatically after they make a change to say, hey, this doesn't look like it's accessible enough. So we can probably do that. So that's a really good suggestion, Sam. Thank you. Okay, so this is selecting now. These names won't be user changeable, so I can actually compare them by name. That'll be fine. And it's selecting this default theme. So we need to show a couple things here. We need to show the name in the heading text. Oh, my coffee cup is like slightly in the way. And then we need to talk about the fonts that are used. So theme. We'll do something like heading font. And font, or text, sorry, text, XL, font semi-bold. Okay, like that, and then body text. Forget about all this stuff. Okay, we still need to do the colors in here though. There we go. So you can see what the font is, and here you can see what the body font is as well. So if we change this to something like body font, if we change this to font serif flush and go back through, then we'll see this is serif in here. So it's just like a representation of what that font layout is going to be. Okay. So there's that. We need to do the colors somehow. I don't want to think about that right now. It's probably going to be, well, I mean, I need to, but you know, it's probably going to be a little bit tricky. Theme, heading, text, color. Theme, body, text, color. And then we can actually bring these through because now we're loading the theme into the preview theme. So preview theme, we are we do have selected theme there, so in the preview theme window we can actually start to pull these things in here. Select theme, it's these things over here. Preview theme, so that would be here, right? Okay, it is like this, unfortunately. Maybe I can use a slightly different caster to return an object. Not important for right now, but this is selected theme. So that should be slightly different. Like if we go here, and again here we say serif, flush this out, then the moment we pick that, oh no! What broke? Selected theme, selected type, heading text font. Why can't I scroll that? Heading text color. What broke? Null? No. I guess maybe we have to do this until that first session write happens. Maybe something like this. Oh, but now it's not rendering at all because selected theme isn't being passed down. Select theme. Selected theme goes down here. And we've got selected theme up here. So that's weird. Preview theme, plans, selected type, theme. Preview theme, plans, selected type, theme. Selected theme. These shouldn't actually be null, to be honest. That goes all the way through there, so what's the deal? What is the deal with that? Our wizard loads it in here, right? So we have it when we get to this view, and then we call selected theme, select theme with selected theme, selected type plans, theme type plans. So select theme needs to pull in theme type plans, which it stores, right? And then it loads the select theme livewire view. And that then loads the preview theme. I'm not passing this in right in the beginning. That's what the problem is. Wizard shows this, sorry, select type shows this. There we go. It's the second invocation. I would love for there to be a livewire mechanism for validating input types more than what there actually is. Undefined variable, selected theme, that's fine because now inside preview theme we can say, or if this is empty, what? Plan type theme. Oh, we also probably, wow, I'm just remembering how this entire thing is put together now. We also need to pass the theme down to selected type. Oh, like that. So we'll just pass it as the last argument, that's fine. But then inside select type, we need to accept it. Plans, selected theme, like that. Oof, prop drilling, hey? We need like we need like a context API for Livewire, maybe. all of that is to say that we change this heading font style to serif. And if we flush this and we pick a theme, it's going to be serif. And if we go to themes and we reverse that to inter and we flush this, we pick a type, it's going to be inter again. So that is working in the theme selector, which is really cool. And at the same time, I squashed a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, select theme needs to be customized a little bit more. Preview theme needs to be customized a little bit more. Now, what are the database fields for this again? Open to the side. So these are the database fields I have. A little bit smaller, scroll a little bit. These are the database fields I have, and I have to fit them into the theme selector. So I have a whole bunch of colors, which I should probably render out in little squares, including the bubbles. But maybe I don't want to show these things. Like, how should I render these colors? Maybe just a color palette of like 8 things. I'll do little squares for now. So, div flex row width full, and then I'll just do little square divs. So flex width 4, height 4, and then we'll do our little theme color in here. So this is background color. There's 8 of them. Foreground color, heading text color, body text color. These can actually be represented in the headings above, so I won't show them in little squares here, but I will say plan background color, price bubble color, feature bubble color. Maybe just these 7 little squares. Okay, let's have a look at what this looks like. It's all the way over at the theme selector. Here we go. So we've got our little squares about what the theme is. So it's this background color, the white background color, this background color, the bubble, the feature, and then these 2 things, which is actually text color. So maybe I won't show those last 2 little squares. Maybe it'll just be like the first 5 squares. That's what determines the theme, or that gives like some kind of indication as to what their colors are. Maybe something like that. We can also give this a little bit of margin. Margin up! Just a wee little shout. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe we make these bubbles a little bit bigger, like 6. Because I don't think 5 is a measurement. That's fine, right? That seems fine. And let's change this to be theme heading text font. And body text font. I don't know if those are the best descriptors of it though, because that's going to be the CSS font name. But it's maybe not the worst. Maybe something like that for now, just to indicate, right? Yeah, maybe something like that just to indicate right now. So headings into body into. I could maybe have like a helper function that will translate the font dash enter to like a nice label for it, maybe something like that. I always forget, like I've got such a constrained view on the camera that when I do like this, then I'm right out the frame. Oh, okay. So this is cool for a first theme. Let's add a couple more themes so we can see what these look like. Oh, you know what? Actually, what we should do is maybe bring these colors through to the theme here as well first. Let's do that. Oh, oh my goodness. Not used to using such a small window for this. So description takes body text color and body text font. Makes that a little bit dynamic. We should reuse these for the bubbles. Boop, 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 boop. Or not the bubbles, the plan stuff, right? And then the description stuff. Let's put this on a new line. So the descriptions include markdown support, which is cool. We're going to do the same thing for the editable text sections. At the moment it's lorem text in here, but we're going to make it editable. Okay, so there's a little bit more stuff getting pulled through. For now, I'm actually just going to make this really easy to spot. So all these grays can go red, and this white can be like green 100, you know. This can be blue, and this can be orange. This is going to look hideous, but anyway, pick that. There we go. So now we can see. Okay, the fonts are sorted. The gray hasn't changed though. That's interesting. I'm probably not pulling that in there yet. Whew, doesn't that look ugly? Okay, border gray. Flip. Flip. Background color we should actually have as the same, except not BG border. Because in the preview we actually have this as a border, and we might just carry that through to the main design as well. So background color, and then we can get rid of this thing over here. Whee! So the border color is right. These are just placeholders, so they'll get swapped out with proper like placeholdery things. This text also needs to be heading and body color. So let me do that quickly. I don't actually know if it's gonna, if these things are gonna stay like that, but maybe we should change this to meta. Maybe let's keep that as meta, and then so this repeats on this right hand side for some inexplicable reason. So let's just duplicate this quickly. Okay, and then we'll have to flush this again. That didn't apply anything. Selected theme, meta text font, meta text color. Now I've got that repeated over here. Oh, did I maybe not save it? Yeah, I didn't save it. Okay, so serif, it's the right colors. Now I just need to do like the bubble colors. So that is these lovelies over here. Plan price bubble color. Oh. Underscore. Oof, this music is great, isn't it? This will be the feature bubble color. Plan heading color, plan heading text color. Actually, so let's prefix these. Oh, not the fonts, but the colors themselves. Oh, what? I might have to flush through this because I forgot to flush before requiring those. Storage. Broken. Plan heading text color. I didn't save it. Flush through storage again. Oof, that's irritating. That uncaught error actually needs to have like a flush key, I think. I definitely think. Okay, let's add a GitHub repo quickly to show what that feature color looks like. I think it's supposed to be like green, orange or something. Here we go. So that's what it looks like in the UI. Oh, ugly, but functional, right? The other thing is plan text fonts, plan bubble text font. So I have to do this, but I'll flush before I require that in the view. So I should have it now, plan text font font serif. And so I can actually use this in the bubble text. Oh, maybe I'll use this actually. This is bubble text font. Oh, it really annoys me that I have to use array access for what is essentially a ooh, I don't have a background color on this. Let me put this background color on these. Okay, this actually shows me that I need to test all of these things. So I'll add stuff to each of these. I think my Bitbucket thing might be broken, or was that just the token thing from earlier? I don't recall. So add that, add a Bitbucket thing, add a file, and then go back. Okay, so they're all working, and that's all a serif font, and it is gross, but it's functional. Super gross. Okay, but that's themed though. Oh, the only thing that isn't themed though is the background color for the white area. BG white. That is foreground color. Oh, ugly. Also, I don't think I have the bubble background color in here either. Not the bubble, this thing. There we go. So plan background color is that. Oh my goodness, my eyes. Is that not the ugliest thing you've ever seen? Wow. That's all of the stuff styled very naively though. And the theme selector, let me go all the way to the theme selector, is also somewhat styled according to that. So these are the colors that are being used in there. It doesn't show the color of this text, but I'm going to, for most of the plans, just repeat the color because I think it'll gel nicely with the background. So fine, whatever. Okay, but that means that we can pull this back from the brink of disgusting. So that was gray. Foreground color was white. Heading text color, in fact all of these colors were gray, 900 for the default theme. All of the fonts were inter. Plan background color was gray 200 again, Gary 200. Now I want a class called Gary. Price bubble color was green 500, feature was indigo 500. Plan heading color, I'll just make this as gray 900 again. Okay. Flash. There we go. Our theme is somewhat repaired. Oof. Somewhat repaired. Oh, the meta color actually could be slightly lighter. Meta color text, maybe like 600. So Sam asks, what's your plan for purge CSS, excluding all colors, pointing it towards your models directory, something else? That is a very good question. I'll probably flip. Oh, you are asking all the best questions. I have some patterns that currently get defined for the SVG icons so that those are stylable. I will probably just look at what's in themes either programmatically. Maybe I can make like a command line thing. Oh, here's what I do. Here's what I do. Const theme colors is require whatever theme colors.json, and then I write this file out. I should add it to gitignore though. Gitignore. So theme colors there, but I'll make it to start off with. And then in here, I'll just say an empty array, and in mix, I will add it in here. That's how I will do it. Thank you for asking that question. So I need a command line thing that runs as part of deploy to get all of the... I'm going to do that right now. Sam. Artisan make command, or is it console? Generate purge theme colors. So that makes this purse. Cool. You just rename these things because that's obviously not the right name. Gitstore. And probably not a constructor because whatever. Cool. Use app, models, theme. Oh, I hate these. Oh, I'm so glad you asked this question because then I get to do this thing. Oh. Let's just shorten this, who cares? Oh, I have to copy this array of stuff, don't I? Annoying. Okay. Multi-cursor editing foo on. That. Oh no. I guess my multi-cursor editing foo was not that great. Like that. Also, that's not actually gonna work. What am I doing? Theme. That. Okay, and then file, put contents, base path, theme colors.json, and then JSON encode classes. Maybe something like that. Let's see if this actually works. Do I need to include this in a kernel? No, it just loads all the console things. So if I do artisan list, it should show it in there, assuming it's not doing something terrible. Then if I do artisan that command, it should pump all of those classes into theme colors. Oh baby, oh baby. Okay, so here is the test, right? Those theme colors might not necessarily be present. I mean, I think they will be because it's looking inside views, right? But if I change this theme, just as an example, all of these things to use serif. I'm not using that anywhere on the site, right? So I can flash that, have a look. Okay, it's all serif. Now, if I do npm run prod, then I shouldn't actually have that class in my public files, I think. Let's wait for this to run. It'll take forever because this is running purge. Oh, something broke. Okay, so I need to make a slight change to this. It's not just these as strings. It's actually, I need to do new regex. I need to make him a regex. Wonder if this will work. Oh, I'd be fascinated if this works. It's probably worth having a blog post about, or at least tweeting Caleb about for a sushi related thing. Or just in general, like if you're doing class-based stuff inside a database field, how do you work that in with purge? So I should have font serif in my prod files now. There it is. Now, if I change this theme back to enter, and I run this again, oh, I need to run the generate thing though. And then I run this again, I shouldn't have font serif when this is done the next time. Oh, this is blog post worthy, I think. What a great question. I hadn't actually thought about purge CSS with these themes. I would have probably discovered it when in a day or two Jason said, hey, do you know that the prod testing server is actually messed up? That would be fun. Flush, select. And now when we go back to this, no font serif. Yes! Sam, that's awesome. Thank you for asking that question. It got me to do a lot of really fun stuff. So this is a good approach to this, right? You have a command that reads in your sushi models. You'll only pick from pre-purge Tailwind classes. Yeah, like it'll be whatever customization they can do. The themes is a no-brainer. This sorts the themes out. But whatever customization they can do, we will add all of those classes to pre-purging. And the context in which we use them is quite fixed. So it's like we are doing these things for responsive and for accessibility requirements. So we will be using responsive classes for stuff. So we'll purge everything except for the context in which we're using the variables. But yeah, then anything they pick will just be added to that exception list. Presumably through a similar approach of reading database values and adding them to the signal file. It's not exactly theme colors either, and I'm also adding the name. Come on. Come on, Chris. You know what's interesting though is that I'm reading this in as one class. That may be problematic, right? I need to change this slightly so that it explodes on space and then joins, or implode, I guess. Oh, my coffee cup getting in the way again. Implodes with a pipe. Maybe this. And let's just get rid of these double quotes because I hate them. Okay, so explode on space and then implode on pipe. Error, error. We are missing brackets. Oh, that felt terribly manual. Did you see me do that like 11 times? Okay, so this should now have a pipe there, so the test is / this or whatever. And maybe we should rename this as well, so it's a little bit more accurate to say like theme classes. Something like that. And that means we also need to change this, probably change this, generate theme classes. Okay, let's just run this again quickly to make sure that it's working. A little bit quicker as well. Oh, we need to change this as well. Whew, all these little like follow-on things, hey? Okay, and then before I forget, I want to put this in Forge as well. I'll probably be running this. I'll probably be running this command manually because my deploy thing just doesn't seem to work these days for Gitstore 2. Weirdly. Oh, I hit Command S. How funny. Okay, so the idea is that it should generate that theme classes thing. Oh, but that has to run before npm run prod, doesn't it? Doesn't help if it runs afterwards because that file won't exist then. Maybe we have to put the npm run prod after, or the npm stuff in general after. Put that after. Okay, cool. So where were we? Let's make a couple new themes, and by a couple I mean like just 3 dumb new themes. Theme, maybe just even 1, hey? I'd be happy with just 1. What are these things called? What did Sean name them? Yes, Mother is actually this default theme name. That's hilarious. Charlie Vanilla. Charlie Vanilla. Okay, and let's take a screenshot of this. It's probably the same background color, or this, yeah, the same background color, the same foreground color, different bubble color. So I took, oh, wow, went to Wonderland there. Oh, I wanted to do these in, I actually wanted to use Tailwind colors for these, but how am I going to find those? Just looking, I guess. Wow, that's going to be weird. Okay, so like a slightly... It's kind of limited what I can pick from here. I'll take like a charcoaly color, so gray 800 for the plan background color, which means the price bubble color needs to be... those colors are actually maybe browns or yellows. Yellow 500. And then like a brownish color, or maybe yellow. I don't know, hey? Gray 400. Heading text color white. If the background colors are dark like that, then just make this white. Let's actually just make this the first theme on here because that'll give us the quickest feedback loop. So, okay. Firstly, what does this look like when we flush? It looks broken. That's what it looks like. Wow. Cool. It's because I'm still running this prod build. I need to rebuild. Yeah, I'm still running the prod build of the CSS. So let's strip those colors out completely. I think I'm going to have a slightly different background color. Foreground color can stay the same, but the background color is too similar to the default theme. So that's what that looks like. We need to add bits onto this. Maybe just one bit. Maybe just a file upload. Oh, what have I done? Just a file upload. That is the quickest feedback loop. So that is way too light. And I don't know if that yellow is right either. It's more like brown grays, right? And like this kind of background color. Maybe we do yellow 100 for the foreground color. Or no. These here. Like yellow 200, yellow 100, something like that. Oh, that's too bright. So something like, I don't know. I don't know. My design is terrible. My design sense is just no good. There's a white and there's a gray. There's a slightly darker gray. There's like a brownish gray, charcoalish color, which I'm using for these, and then like a mustardy color. But all of these are only really usable in the background or as like font colors on here. This is the only dark accent color. There's no like, or the only dark like anchoring color. There's no bright accent color. Maybe I'll do this as like, instead of Charlie, vanilla, Charlie, mint. And then instead of yellow, I can do like very light green here. My accent color for price bubble can be green, but like a slightly more dour hue. Features can be like, so that's what that color is. Features can be like it actually has to be brighter, so maybe 400. But then features can be this teal 400. Feature, teal 400. White, I'll just change the font as well. Plan background color, kind of like this as this. Is there like a more of a, maybe I can use green 800 instead, or like teal 800. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? I like that. I'd say maybe just pick like a different font. Like have a choice for another font. What would I call that? I'm gonna keep streaming until I'm happy with this theme selector. So you're in for a longer than an hour stream today, which is cool. If you like the content, give me a follow, and then you'll get notifications for when this comes up again. Which at the moment is looking like Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. Sam, thanks for the follow. You also tested my notifications. That's great, thank you. I'm using like a default Streamlabs animation there, but I'll pick something or style something. At the moment it is 8 p.m. here, Central European time. Maybe I could pick like Open Sans as a font for this. What do we think? Select this font. Let's do this. So, oh, it's not there. It's this one. So we're bringing Inter in somewhere here. There we go. Yep. Import Inter. So that's the default font there. Font Inter is this. Font Open Sans can be this. Utilities should be last. This is a little bit of a shuffle that I end up doing every single time, but I haven't done it yet in this app. So this syntax is post CSS syntax. If I rename this to PCSS, then it looks like that. But then I also have to change Laravel Mix to go from that to that. So I already had post CSS stuff in here. Why is this complaining? Whatever. Okay, I probably have to stop watch and start it again. Yeah, it complained because I renamed the file right out from under it. Yeah, I can potentially whittle them down because they're used very sparingly. So like, this is actually using semi-bold, so I should include that and regular 400. So I should actually include both those variants. It is gonna look. It is gonna. The thing about okay, so here's the thing about CSS fonts, by the way. I can get rid of this display swap because I'm not using it. They are only loaded if text is rendered that uses them. So this wizard app is using Inter, so Inter will by default be loaded. But the Open Sans stuff will only be loaded if divs are rendered that use that font. It's interesting, hey? So font Open Sans is what I have to replace in this theme. So it should look slightly different than that. It does. It does. Okay, so let me demo this thing that I was suggesting. Okay, Flush, and this should be the default theme. Open here, and network fonts. Okay, so we see a bunch of Inter things over here. When I go all the way through, now it shows Charlie Mint, or now it loads that new font in there because it's rendering this as Charlie Mint. So the moment they get to the theme select, it's going to load all those things and go belly up. This is not changing. I think it's because I took the emit out. Not there. Select theme. No, on selected theme. Am I not listening for that? When I select type, oh, a new drink approaches. Topokia. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Good evening. Welcome. So I don't listen for this event in select type, and this is what I've modeled select theme after. Troika. Troika? Troika? Troika. Am I pronouncing that correctly now? So is this like an Anglicism of the characters that you would have used to spell an Eastern European dialect name in Twitch? Like, was Twitch just not having how your name should be spelled? Not getting it? Well, welcome. Good to see you, and I will endeavor to remember the pronunciation of your name, since you have gone to pains to explain to me how to pronounce it. OnSelected theme is not triggering for some reason. OnSelected type, I don't know if I actually have an event listener for this. Also, newer versions of Livewire, you don't actually have to repeat this mess. Cyrillic. Cool. I mean, it's a cool name. Look! Look! I want to attach some stuff to this. Let me attach some stuff to this. And maybe like change the price. Oh, hello? Look! Look! That's so cool! Isn't that the coolest thing? Wow, I'm so happy about that. Oh, amazing. I love it. I love it. Okay. I need to show a select provider. I need to show a button once you have selected a theme that says, go on then, we're ready for you. Okay, selected theme, not empty, selected theme ID, show the next button. Selected theme name. Boop. Because you picked one. Well, I mean, one was picked by default, I guess. Now, this seems weird. Like, my buttons... Ah. Okay, so I just needed some flex. There we go. Oh, lovely. I love this. Oh, I'm so happy about this. It's cool, eh? Now Sean can just select or pick colors and fonts, and I can set up the rest of the themes for these things. Oh, that's exciting. The next thing is that... oh, thank you. It does look cool. The next thing is that when you click on this, it starts to push everything that's in the session into the database, and then redirects you to a page that you can share the link of, and that you can also edit various text and links on. So like this heading, upload an image, change this text here. Yeah, and that people can then buy stuff from. That's the goal there. But I'm probably not going to get to that in this stream. I think I've done a lot of cool things, and I've loved everyone being in chat and asking questions, especially Sam. Your questions have been really cool. So I think that's it for this stream. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to be back here tomorrow, probably working on the persistence of this, or maybe polishing stuff up for a talk I have to do on Thursday. And I'm not going to be on Thursday because I'm giving a talk on Livewire and inertia at a local meetup group. So I'll see if I can maybe record that. Yeah, it's cool, eh, Jason? It's super cool. We just got to get Sean and you to like suggest. By the way, to Jason in chat, he's the person who made Gitstore possible, and we were talking earlier about how to implement this thing, but it's done now, Jason. So you and Sean can have a think about fonts and color combinations, and then we can like load this area out with theme suggestions. Oh, awesome. Awesome. That's super cool. So I'll be here tomorrow night at 7 Central European time, but there's like if you look underneath, there are links on the Twitch channel for a time zone converter, so you can see when it's going to be for you. I'll be here tomorrow night at that time, and on Thursday I will be doing that talk. I will try and record or stream or whatever that talk if I can, but it's going to be on Livewire and Inertia, so I'll be pointing at this lovely app and a couple other things that I built. Yeah, so I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks for pitching.